Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you like this video and definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe on the button below if you're interested for more topics like these. Today we're going to be talking about why you should consider being a stay-at-home mom, or why I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. The first reason is it makes financial sense, or it makes sense financially. If you have 1, 2, 5, 6 kids, you all know it is very difficult for us to buy diapers and formula and clothes, daycare, after school, budgeting, having to pay gas for your car, having to maybe do a whole new wardrobe, etc. For me, although I had one child, it was very, very difficult to go ahead and pay all these things and then still have a little bit of money in our pockets for us to go ahead and live by. So for some people, it just makes sense to be a stay-at-home mom because the amount of money that you are going to get paid, or your salary, is probably going to be about the same as you having to stay at home with your kiddos. And I mean, the benefits are endless of staying at home. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Now, for other people, it may not. I will be very honest. For us in the beginning, when my son was 2, I wanted more than anything in the world to stay home, but I just couldn't financially. Why? Because my husband had to pay child support and his check went from like this to this. So unfortunately, we weren't able to monetarily or in our budget have me to stay home. The second reason why you may want to consider being a stay-at-home mom is it's temporary. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I'm quitting my job, my life is over, my career's over. Although you may think your career is over, maybe it's God telling you that you need a break, that you need like a hiatus, you need a sabbatical. And whether you decide to stay at home or not for 5 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, until your kids grow up, it totally depends on you. You are the boss of your life. So if you want to stay at home for a couple of months, that's great. And you want to go back to the job, excellent. Or if you want to stay at home for longer periods of time, that is totally fine. The bottom line is that being a stay-at-home mom is whatever you decide to make it, however you decide it to look like. It can be temporary, or you may love it so much that you just decide that this is what your calling is and this is what God has in store for you, which is totally fine. And with that being said, sometimes you think you have to put your job and your career on hold, but that is not true. Being a stay-at-home mom may give you the ability for you to kind of explore other ideas and other gifts that God has given you. Doesn't mean that you have to kind of quit your professional aspirations. Many women become entrepreneurs. They become people who are motivated and are passionate about something else that they never really thought. Some people, like my sister, enjoy soap making. She wanted to be also a personal stylist. For me, I have my license in social work in Alabama and in Florida. So something that I may be thinking about is doing virtual therapy. With COVID, there are endless possibilities for you to do online. You could sell things, you can lend out things, you can make your own event planning business. But for me, I'm thinking about maybe some virtual therapy. I have the flexibility of picking how many clients I want, what types of clients do I want, the amount of money that I'm going to charge, and how many days I want to work or not, keeping in mind that I still want to have that work-life balance. Doesn't mean that when you stay at home, a goodbye job, goodbye my future, goodbye my professional career. It's just trying to be a little bit more creative with what God has given you. The third reason why you should consider being a stay-at-home mom is it could be less stressful. Now, before you freak out and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I'm thinking about it. I'm just thinking about all the 1,000,001 to-do lists. I'm the first one to say that I have tons of things to do. To be honest, be very brutally honest, but I really thought, and I asked my middle sister, what could you possibly do all day? You're staying at home. You have one child. At the time, she had one child. And she's like, are you crazy? Do you know how many things? Now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, I realize that the job is more than what I had bargained for. It's just a blessing. I get to do different tasks that I just didn't have time to do before, like cleaning my fans or cleaning my blinds or preparing a really, really good meal, popping out that recipe book. But it is less stressful. Why do I say that? Because you don't have to, and I'm speaking from experience, you don't have to work an 8 to 5, come home, hurry up, cook whatever, quick dinner, take the kids a shower, grade homework, pray with them, and go to sleep. If you're able to pray with them or even do a little nighttime devotional. That was my deal. That was like my stress all the time. I had an 8 to 5 job. I was busy during the day, and at night it kind of felt like it was just go, go, go. I never had time for my kids, never really had time for my husband, never had time to fully clean and love on my house. I wasn't here. I was kind of living day by day the same routine. Some people like that. Some people excel in that. And that is wonderful. One of the main reasons why you should consider being a stay-at-home mom is because it is less stressful. Let me change that. It is a different type of stress. You don't have to worry about being out of the home and working, but all day you're focused on loving on your family, loving on your home, and you don't have to kind of battle with the two, the corporate world and the stress that brings, and then the stress of trying to take care of your family and trying to take care of your home. All right, another reason why you may want to consider being a stay-at-home mom is because you won't miss those milestones. As I said before, I wanted more than anything in the world for my child to have a mom to stay with him, or even dad. I was like, maybe you can stay home. Financially, we were not able to do that. But you won't miss those beautiful milestones that they usually do in daycare or with grandma or whoever's taking care of them. Their first steps, their first words, them being able to do different little activities, seeing that they're starting to explore the world. Those are things that I missed. Those are things that I heard from his teacher, from his grandma who used to take care of him. And those weren't things that I got to discover for myself. So it was heartbreaking for me because a lot of milestones I missed. Now, I did get to enjoy them afterwards, but there's just something special about being the first one that hears your child say mama or dada or taking their first steps. My niece just took her first steps a couple weeks ago and I wasn't there to see it. But my sister's super happy. But those are just little things that you will miss, those special milestones, that you never get back. With that being said, you won't get time back. That's why it's so important if you are able to. And all of this is definitely in the right context and in the right situation. Some people are not able to be stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad. And that's perfectly fine. You know your situation, you know your family, you know their needs. But if you are able to, I really challenge you guys to take that step because you don't get this time back. Just to experience all these things with them. Time is the only thing that we cannot get back. There's always tomorrow, but whatever happened today or yesterday, you cannot get that back. Many parents say, I wish I had this time with my child, or I missed this that my child did. And, I did that for quite some time, and I am just reaping in all the benefits and all the blessings that I get now from being a stay-at-home and being with my child. Another reason is you are their teacher. Now, whether you are doing homeschooling like me through a curriculum, or you have parent-led homeschooling, you are their teacher. I'm going to be very serious right now. There's a lot of things in the schools that I don't agree with, that you may not agree with. Being from a Christian background, I do not want my child thinking certain things are okay when I know biblically they are not. I don't want my child learning about evolution because we are creationists. We believe in a 7-day creation. We believe in God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we don't have those things, unfortunately, in our public school system anymore. So I can tailor, and I know exactly what my child is reading, what they're watching, who they're speaking to, because I have him in homeschool. And I firmly believe that education is more than just reading books and like the educational part of it, but it's also educating them on life, on nature, for them to be educated on how to do housework, on them how to do yard work, on them how to be responsible. You can teach them in so many different areas of their life. Another reason is that you can focus 100% on your family. When I was out in the working world, in the corporate world, I was always so busy. Like I was here, but I really mentally wasn't present. I would go to field trips and I would go to school activities and I would be at soccer games and things, but I'd always have my phone on and I'd always have my computer on me. Everybody knew everywhere I went, I had my computer, my laptop on me. And so being a stay-at-home mom, I'm able to really focus. I'm really able to be here 100% for my family. So let's say on a day where my son or John is sick, I don't have to report to work. I can actually be here, take care of them. If Azariah wants to go on a field trip to the farm like we did a couple weeks ago, or he wants to do something new, or he wants to go to the library for a kid's day, I'm able to do that and can definitely incorporate it into his homeschool schedule. But I can be here 100% for my family. Our schedule is not rigid and doesn't revolve around our work schedule, but it is the schedule that we make for that day. And so I am blessed because I'm able to, as a stay-at-home mom, focus 100% on my family, be in tune with them. What is it that they need? And sometimes even just spend some extra time getting to know them better. Another reason, and this is one of my favorites, it is just rewarding and a gift to be a stay-at-home mom. I know that there's this new trend and I'm thinking about doing a video on it. Let me know, comment below if you're interested. #TradWife. I am okay with being a traditional wife. I am perfectly fine being at home and doing what God has created me to do, which is take care of my family, including my husband and my son. I am able to get the gifts and the talents that God has given me and share them with my family. It is a true blessing and a gift for me to be here with my child. I was away at work so many years of his life, and I can definitely tell the difference. I can see the difference. I can feel the difference. It is the biggest reward that you can give your family and your child, to be able to stay at home and just love on them and connect in a way that you may not be able to when you're out working. And God calls us to raise up our children in His ways. So how can you do that if you're working? And sometimes some of us work overtime in our corporate jobs, and then our families are kind of like left to the sidelines. And so it is truly a blessing, a reward, and a gift that God has given me, a child, and for me to be a good steward of that gift. And last but not least, you won't regret it. You will never regret a time with your child or with your hubby. There are some difficult days. Some are better than others. But to be honest, even those difficult days, God can use those to be an experience and a lesson for your child and for yourself. And so it's never a time that we regret. You will never regret even some of those harsher or bad days, because from them we grow strength, we grow courage, we grow more love, and we grow more patience and understanding. And so being a stay-at-home mom is a calling, it is a privilege, it is a blessing, and it's definitely opened up my eyes to a different role that I play in my family. I hope that if anything, you guys learned a little bit about the blessings or the good things about being a stay-at-home mom. If you want me to do a video on the differences between being a stay-at-home mom or working, let me know. I think it'd be really interesting since I did both of them. Actually, I've only been a stay-at-home mom for nine months. Yes, 9 months. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.